yourself and then take it straight to the rack.
Yeah, very nice set play for him.
Well, that's using your head and using your body.
Brooks dishes to Mirotic. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Mirotic has got his second bucket of the night. And Evan Turner, the number 2 pick back in 2010, but he struggled to put it all together.
Yeah, his shooting stroke is still a work in progress. You know, he's still developing that consistency with his scoring. His real strength is his playmaking ability and his ball handling.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. 55 seconds left to play in the first. Sullinger passes to Crowder. 5 to shoot. Hits the target from 18 feet. And it's 8 points for Jared Sullinger.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Brooks misses.
You know, they've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls and rebounds here early on.
Love the work ethic they've come out of the locker room with.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Rose. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Rose has got 6. Celtics trail by 5. Outside Turner. Olynyk sets a screen for Turner.
Defensive foul.
The Celtics have hit half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far. The first free throw is good.
Shooting for Boston, Evan Turner.
And both free throws good for Evan Turner. Chicago with the ball. Butler on the wing. The layup off target.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance. And
The end. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter, really pounding the offensive glass.
well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. I mean, that's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Mr. Perfect out there with Brooks. And it's Mirotic in at the 3 spot. Now here's Zeller. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Just 5 on the clock. Prince misses. Chicago leading by 3. Brooks kicks to Mirotic. Pass to Mr. Perfect. Shot is no good. Now Boston takes it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Well, there was a lack of discipline on their part in that game, guys. They committed a lot of silly fouls, and it hurt them.
They sure did. I mean, they just didn't seem to figure out how to defend without fouling, Steve. It was just almost hard to comprehend.
And so here is Chicago following the three-pointer by Boston. And it's thrown down hard with both hands. Tremendous stuff from a guy Clark we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move and 2 big points, too.
Well, you know, head coach Brad Stevens of the Celtics is coaching a much different game in the pros than we see in college. I mean, a lot of differences. But if anybody can make that transition, I really think he's certainly the guy that could. He's bright, he's hard-working, he communicates well, he's innovative, showed that innovativeness at the college level. So I think he's got all of the ingredients to become a college coach who is successful as an NBA coach.
Here's Cowboy. He's got 7. Here's Noah. And it's Chicago with another bucket. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already, and as Rasheed Wallace once said, both teams playing hard, my man.
Here's Bradley after the made shot from Joakim Noah. Here's Thornton. Here's Zeller. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Zeller's got his first bucket in this one. Chicago trailing here. Here's Cowboy. Right now averaging 25 points a game. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Coach Stevens, analytically minded, Butler had a full-time statistician as one of his assistants.
Yeah, very new school in his approach. You might expect that from such a young guy, still in his 30s. Of course, he also needs to connect with his players. You know, and he's doing well. Despite the losses, the players really enjoyed playing for Stevens, and I think he's going to be an excellent coach.
Now, here's Thornton. He's coming off a 13-point game against Portland. The 10-footer, and it's blocked.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things toward them. I mean, they've been winning that battle.
Blocked. But they get it back. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, gentlemen, Kelly Olynyk grew up in a basketball family. His father was the head coach at the University of Toronto. Kelly said, "I had unlimited access to a huge basketball mind, which was unbelievable. He loved the game so much, and he had so much knowledge and experience. It really made me want to succeed in the game." Guys?
Great skill in that front court. He fits right in. Thanks, Doris. And they're able to recover. Pass to Mr. Perfect. Fader on the way. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they buried.
You know, that's not always the #1 option, but if the defense gives that to you, you got to take it.
Now, here's Thornton. 8 points for him. Bradley with the ball. He's picked up by Brooks. Zeller setting the pick for Thornton. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, after 3.5 seasons in Sacramento, Marcus Thornton was traded to the Nets last year, and he rallied back from what had been his worst season in the NBA. He shot much better in Brooklyn. It seemed to be a good fit playing with that playoff team.
And Thornton from Baton Rouge played collegiately at LSU.
Some have called him the Bayou Bomber. I like that name because he can fill it up in a hurry, and scoring is certainly what he does best.
Here's Tyus. He dishes it to Gasol. It's tipped and stolen by Prince. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Prince has got his second bucket. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Here's Tyus. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Nuggets in Denver.
And he did some nice work on the boards too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
That's good. Clarky talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of
that. Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
Well, these are the kinds of games you love. I mean, 2 good teams going head-to-head, an even matchup, and both sides very competitive, on their toes tonight.
Butler, he's checked in for Chicago.
Well, Tayshaun Prince, a terrific player in his time with that championship Detroit Pistons team in years past, but his decline over the last 5 years has been noticeable. Ever since he hit 30, it's been downhill.
Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
And Boston with the rebound. Zeller's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And for Prince, now 34 years of age, with this season and next left on his contract.
Yeah, still a smart veteran who doesn't make many mistakes, but it's certainly clear that his best days are behind him.
Sullinger's checked in for Boston. Brooks against Bradley. Feeds it to Thornton. Back to Bradley. That one rolling around and rims out.
You have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
And that one's good by Butler.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control even at full speed. I love that about him.
Now here's Bradley. He's got 6. He kicks it to Thornton. Beyond the arc. And that one's good. Thornton's got 13 points.
He's certainly starting to heat up from outside. That's his 3rd for the game, his 2nd in this quarter.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Bradley against Brooks. Thornton a screen on Brooks. Bradley dishes to Zeller. Back to Bradley from past the arc. The offensive rebound. Tries again. That's good. That's 10 points for Jared Sullinger.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass. What a job he's doing here. I mean, his 2nd quarter has been even better than his 1st, and that was pretty good.
Bradley passes to Thornton. Chicago grabs the miss. Mr. Perfect's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Prince kicks to Thornton. Fires the 3. That's good. Thornton's got the game tied up here for Boston.
They need to get somebody on him. They've got to cover him like a blanket. He's killing them from outside this period. Hitting his 3rd of the 2nd quarter there.
Lays it in without an inch of room around him. 22 points for Mr. Perfect.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Tyler Zeller. Crowder comes in for Tayshaun Prince. Smart's checked in for Marcus Thornton. And it's Turner in for Bradley.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Mr. Perfect, the pass to Butler. Outside Rose. Crowder pulls it in.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
You know, Boston has shown they're a team that's not afraid to make a deal with one of their stars if they think it's going to benefit the team. And quite often, those deals have worked out for him.
And he gets it to go. Chicago trailing here. Rose goes in, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Well, what was supposed to be the triumphant return for Derrick Rose a year ago quickly turned into another nightmare season. Finally returning from that torn ACL in the 2012 playoffs, he managed only 10 games before tearing the meniscus in his other knee. Just devastating. We obviously hope that Rose can come back and put in a full season.
Now here is Mirotic. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. Gasol wide open. He fires. No good off the back of the rim. Boston's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Turner up top. He's covered by Rose. Outside Butler. And again, no good by Chicago.
Boy, you take a look at Rose, who was extremely patient in trying to get back to being on the court, and then he fell victim to another devastating knee injury. A terrific blow for him personally, and certainly for the team and the city. But fortunately, the surgery did manage to keep all of his meniscus, which provides a better prognosis as we move forward.
And it's Turner finishing it off.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
It'll go. The Boston lead is cut down to just one on the bucket from Derek.